Hi there, 110th Belfast, St Bernadette's Beaver Scouts. It's Carol and Lawrence back again. We're still doing the health and fitness badge, and this is the last part of it, which is a story. So I'll read you the story. It's going to be Mr. Rush. Mr. Rush was the fastest thing on two legs. He used to rush hither and thither and thither and hither and back again all the time. And of course, he was always in such a rush that he never ever finished anything properly. One morning he woke up with a jump. He'd only had time for 3 hours sleep because he'd been rushing about for so long the day before. "Oh dear," he cried, leaping out of bed. "I'm late." And he rushed into his bathroom and washed, not very well as he was in such a hurry, and cleaned one tooth and rushed downstairs, 3 at a time. Mr. Rush had a boiled egg and toast and a cup of tea for breakfast. He boiled the egg for 5 seconds and it tasted awful. He toasted the bread for 1 second and so it wasn't brown at all. And as he couldn't bear to wait for the kettle to boil, he made his tea with cold water. Yuck! What a horrible breakfast. And of course he was in such a rush that he only ate half of it. Rush, 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 silly fellow. After his half a breakfast, he rushed off again. Out of his front door, leaving it open, down his garden path, out of his garden gate, guess what? Leaving that open too, and off down the lane. He passed Mr. Happy. "Hello," called Mr. Happy. "Good morning, Mr. Rush. Where are you off to?" "Can't stop," cried Mr. Rush. "I'm in too much of a hurry." "I can see that," thought Mr. Happy to himself as he watched Mr. Rush disappear into the distance. "I wonder where he's going." Where Mr. Rush was going was nowhere. Fast, as usual. Mr. Rush rushed all morning and then rushed home and had a quick bite to eat, a sandwich without bread, and then he rushed off again and rushed around all afternoon. That evening he was reading a magazine. He never had time to read a book when he saw an advertisement for a holiday. "Ooh," he said, "I like that. Haven't had a holiday for ages." But then his face fell. "I can't go on holiday," he thought, "because I don't have any money." And then he thought again, and his face rose. "I know," he thought, "I'll get a
job.
Thank you, Lawrence. I just wondered if you were listening. And so the following morning, he rushed off and got a job with a farmer, milking cows. Yes, very good. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because if there's one thing a cow can't stand, it's being rushed, especially when it's being milked. So Mr. Rush rushed off and got himself another job, driving a
Bus.
Yes. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because he was always in such a rush. He never stopped at any of the bus stops. It's a bit like winter time in Belfast. And if there's one thing people waiting at a bus stop don't like, it's when the bus doesn't stop for them. And I absolutely agree. So Mr. Rush rushed off and got himself another job as a waiter in a hotel. What's a waiter? Anybody know what a waiter is?
Yes, he brings you your breakfast and your dinner and your tea.
He brings you your breakfast and your dinner and your tea. That's exactly right. But of course he wasn't any good at that, because no sooner had he served people a meal and they'd taken one bite than he whisked the plate away from under their noses. And if there's one thing hungry people can't stand, it's having food whisked away from them. And in fact, even if you're not hungry, it's not very nice if somebody takes your food off you. Poor Mr. Rush. No job, no money. "Oh dear," he said to himself, "I'm never going to be able to go on holiday." He looked very glum and gloomy. But then an idea struck him. An idea for a job for someone who rushes around all the time. An ideal job for someone who was the fastest thing on 2 legs. Do you know what that job was? Would you like to know what that job was?
Yes.
Have a guess.
It's a postman.
Postman, very good. Delivering express letters. Mr. Rush was so good at it, he delivered twice as many letters in half the time any postman had ever done it before. Soon he had saved enough money for that holiday of his. And so, the very next week, must have made loads of money, there was Mr. Rush sitting on a beach in the hot sunshine under a palm tree on holiday. This is the life, he grinned, and rushed off for a swim, his 15th that day. And then it was breakfast time. The end. So, Beavers, that's the whole part of your badge, your health and fitness. And if you do that, we will get you these badges when we can. But it'll probably be in a good few weeks from now. So, take care. It's goodbye from me.
That's goodbye from me. Stay safe, everybody.
Stay
Wash
safe.
your hands.
Bye.